From the Studio 13 Studios in Splendora, Texas, Hank's Think Tank is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Quiet on set. Picture is up. All right, roll sound.
Rolling.
Roll cameras.
Cams rolling.
And 3, 2.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Hank's Think Tank. It's election season. Today's the first day of early voting. And I have in with me today, I got BJ Kevin Burton Jr. And he is a Liberty County Commissioner candidate. So he's running for Precinct 3 Commissioner. And good to have you in today, man. How's it going?
Good, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. So you're a Plum Grove resident, have been your whole life, right?
That's correct. Probably as the best I can come up with, 5th generation. My great-grandparents lived on the same place that I was raised in Plum Grove. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And so Precinct 3, does that encompass Colony Ridge and all that kind of stuff?
It does.
How big is Precinct 3?
I don't know the exact site and square mileage. It's actually the smallest precinct in Liberty County area-wise.
Okay.
But they do that by population.
Right.
So it's got the same number of people. If you take in all the roads and stuff in Colony Ridge, it's probably got as many miles of roads as any of the other precinct as far as county road goes.
Yeah. Colony Ridge is huge.
It is.
I've only been back there once.
Right.
But I was so surprised at how I was like, wow, this just looks like it's been here a long time. And
Right.
so when did all that start, Colony Ridge?
I think it was like 2011 is they bought what growing up we called the 500, which is 500 acres. It was a hunting lease, and they bought that and then have grew from there.
Oh yeah.
So it's
and
massive.
I think the claim now is that they're hoping to have like 300,000 people back there before it's over with.
I've seen 250,000.
Man.
And there's a debate on how many people is actually there because they don't do census and all that for the most part. So
right.
I've heard anywhere from 30 to 80,000 now.
Yeah.
In
What
10 years.
What do you think's the closest number from what you've seen?
I'm gonna say closer to the 80,000.
Really?
And that number is. I watched something with the superintendent last night. And he said that the school has grown. Don't quote me on the number, but like 2,000 students since the first of the year. So with the way he runs his numbers, he's saying there's with the number of students that's coming from that area, the number's high.
Yeah.
So and I don't have proof of those numbers, but that's kind of what I go off of.
Right. So what all would a commissioner be responsible for?
So there, of course, the biggest known thing is the roads in the county roads, not no state roads. So if the way Liberty County does their roads is CR. So if the road starts with CR, it's a county road. Okay. And then, so they're responsible for the county roads. They're not responsible for the roads within the city limits unless there's an interlocal agreement. So and the way the interlocal agreements work is the county pays for like half of the road repairs and the city pays for the other half. Okay. And then the state roads, of course, like the FM roads, they're 59.
Yeah.
That's
so Colony Ridge, is it mainly CR roads then, county roads?
So I think it's like 2 years. After that road is completed and the county says, okay, the road is done, then the Colony Ridge or whoever the developer is maintains that road for 2 years. Okay. After 2 years, then if they do the repairs and all that, then it becomes a county road.
Yeah, and it becomes the commissioner's responsibility.
That's right. Well,
that would suck. Yeah, because you never know how that's going to work out.
That's right. So if they don't put a good base down, and just come in and are able to repair the roads, and I've seen a lot of that.
And y'all are responsible for mowing easements on all those roads and everything else,
that's
right?
Correct. So the ditches, if it's a county road, the ditches have to be maintained. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how Colony Ridge does it because they have the mud district or MMD. So I'm not sure exactly what they take care of themselves versus the county.
Probably not a lot.
No, I don't think it is.
Because I think that municipal management district is in place just and I don't want to say for political reasons, but just so certain things can exist there and certain things can happen there.
Taxing.
So I don't know if they're able to, or if not, if they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing with that.
Right.
And I've never looked at the paperwork to see how it was even put together.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't either, to be honest.
Okay. And so as commissioner, so what would be your ideas for moving forward? Let's say you get elected. What's going to be one of the first things you want to try to tackle that would be what you consider a good-sized project?
So if I get elected, which is March the 5th is the primary, of course.
Right.
I won't take office until January.
Right. Yeah, so you get some time to study.
I get some time.
Yeah.
I have been riding a lot of the county roads as it is now.
Okay.
There's a lot of maintenance that can be done. The way I look at it is if you don't change the oil in your car is going to break.
Right.
So if we don't maintain these roads, then the roads are going to fall apart. So if we don't keep the shoulders pulled up, keep the drop-offs where if there's a drop-off, that road's going to chip off. The asphalt's going to chip off.
Right.
Let's get that done. I was a safety man for close to 10 years in a plant. So, safety was part of my life, for a long time. So safety is another thing, blind stop signs, we go knock on a door and ask them, can we trim these bushes, in your edge of your yard, take a tractor and mow it down there in just a few minutes. And then people can see around a stop sign, so we're going to start with maintenance, get everything up that we can maintain. And then as the money allows, we'll get with the school district, find out what roads the buses are having problems on, that another going back to safety. And then once we get to those numbers, we'll fix those roads first. Keep our kids safe, and then from there, as money allows, we'll expand and do all the roads we can.
Okay. What kind of annual budget does Precinct 3 have?
I seen that number. I would be lying if I told you.
Okay.
'Cause I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah, because I've been curious as to whether Liberty County itself kind of has the money to do all this, especially in Colony Ridge, being that it's so much.
Right.
Once you adopt all that, that's a big bill.
No, the money's not there.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Wow.
I forget, but it's like a mile of new roads of close to $1 million.
Easily, yeah.
And so you start repaving a mile of road, and if you got a $3 million budget for if you just done 3 miles, which would take you, a couple of weeks to do, your budget's gone. So So
I think just a little bit tighter grip on the developers is probably a good thing too.
I agree, and
to make sure that the culverts are getting set right and drainage is right.
Right.
All that's going to help the roads.
That's right.
In the long run.
So if we can, there's some positions in the county now that really, in my eyes, don't need to be there as far as commissioners go. Mm-hmm. That we can take that personnel and make one of these guys, teach him that what the engineers are saying that these new developments have to do. Mm-hmm. Make his job to go look and make sure these culverts are set right. They're draining. Make sure the ditches are dug right. That way, when then he can report back to me or the engineers and work with them before we accept those roads into county roads to make sure it's all right.
Yeah, I definitely try to do that.
Yep.
How many employees does Precinct 3 have?
So that's another number. Those numbers are hard to get, or they're hard for me to get. I'm sure there's some place to get them, but I do not know that.
I'm sure there are. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so Commissioners Court meets once a month, I guess?
Twice a month.
Twice a month?
Yep.
Like alternating Tuesdays or something like that?
So that's the other job duty of commissioner, so they meet in Commissioners Court and they basically set the budget for the whole county.
Right.
If the sheriff wants to hire a new deputy, add a deputy, the Commissioners Court pretty much have to approve that.
Okay.
So everything comes through the Commissioners Court. The county judge puts it on the not the minutes, but
on the agenda.
On the agenda,
yeah.
And then it goes from there to Commissioners Court. Got 4 commissioners in a county, and then the judge is there for a tiebreaker vote if needed.
Yeah, cool. All right. So now I've heard that there's something going on with the Precinct 3 commissioners unable to vote in certain situations for Colony Ridge, right?
That's correct.
And you wouldn't have that issue if you got elected.
No, I will not have any kind of conflict of interest.
Okay.
If it comes down to it, like I say, I own a business. Currently, my business would not have any conflict of interest. So, but if it did arise, then I wouldn't take that job. That's
Okay.
just because the way I look at the commissioner is, or any elected official, the people of Liberty County or the state or whatever
Right.
hires that person to do a job, and you're not, in my business now. We build barns and fences and that kind of stuff, but do dirt work. But if you hire me to do a job and I don't do it, then you're going to fire me.
Right.
And I'm trying to get hired. I'm trying to get the people of Liberty County to hire me to be a commissioner, and I'm going to do that job to the best of my ability. If not, then I'm probably not going to get the next job, which would be the next election.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's yeah.
So if you're elected, is there anything that you'd like to see happen? Like, would you like to see a new park go in somewhere or something like that? I mean, do you have any lofty goals that you've been considered?
So yes, I would. I love kids. So kids and even ag kids play a bigger part in my life. I'm a volunteer for the Cleveland Livestock Show. I'm actually the setting president of Cleveland Livestock Show, which is Cleveland Livestock Show is our current name. Been known as Dairy Day for years.
Okay.
Those kids, last year we raised, I think it was $790,000 at our auction here in Cleveland.
That's great. Yeah.
So that money goes straight back to the kids. If I can help with a facility for those kids, I would help with that.
Okay.
I'm currently working with the EDC board there in town to try to get some work done to our facility. But I would love to be able to do that. Whether the money will allow, I'm not saying that we're going to do that.
Do y'all hold that in like a county barn or something like that?
So it's actually a city park right now.
Okay.
Years ago, it actually belonged to Dairy Day, and then the city took it over.
Okay.
And it needs a lot of maintenance, and the board says that they're fixing to start helping me, so we'll see.
Okay.
But that the ag kids, I showed growing up, I think it made me who I am today.
Sure.
That's responsibility.
Yeah.
I started at 9 years old, showing pigs, and then moved into cattle, and we had to keep record books for that, and then we at 10 years old probably I was driving a tractor dragging calves around, so learning how to run equipment, so that plays a big role in the
Absolutely.
commissioner's job, and then from there went on out to become go to work for the family business, which was a logging business, and we done that for 10 years, and then I went to plants and was a safety man for close to 10 years, 11 years, something like that. And then have owned my own business. While I was working in the plants, I started my own business. I was working shift work, and so I had some days off, and
right. So you know how to manage people and projects and stuff
like
that.
Yep. And
that's great.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah,
is
fantastic.
Doing that.
Okay. So I'm the average voter guy. Haven't made a decision yet. So do you have a website and all that kind of stuff, Facebook page and all that?
So I have a Facebook page.
Okay.
It's BJ Kevin Burton Jr. for Liberty County Commissioner Precinct 3 is the Facebook page. I don't have a website.
Okay.
My cell phone number, 281-593-8296, and it stays on me pretty much 24/7.
Okay.
Like I said, I own a business, so everybody has it anyway. So I'm willing to answer any questions that the voters have.
Okay.
If you are having a function, and I would be glad to stop by and say hi and shake your hand. And if you can't get out and would like me to stop by your house and visit with you, I would love to do that also.
Okay.
I'm not real big on just stopping and knocking on people's doors. Now, if I've seen you out in your yard, I've stopped and said hi. But I don't want to be dog bit for my.
And that's Southern politeness too.
That's right.
So yeah, I'm good with that. That
Yes,
sounds
sir.
good to me.
Uh-huh.
So, what would you say the average voter guy who hadn't made a decision yet? How would you get him to vote for you?
Well, I mean, like I said, we want somebody that's doing their job. We don't need no conflicts of interest.
Mm-hmm.
I've got normally 3 to 4, sometimes as many as 8 people working for me at a time. I know how to manage people.
Okay.
I'm a hands-on guy, and if you need something and I'm your commissioner, odds are that I'm going to call you back.
Okay.
I'm not have my secretary call you back, but
Right.
I'm going to stop by and visit with you
Okay.
to the best of my ability. It may be too busy, and I have a foreman come out and see what needs to be done, and he can take care of it. But there again, if it don't get taken care of, my office door is going to be open. I want people to stop and visit with me. I want to know what the people need. And then we'll do it. Go from there.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic.
yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yep, I appreciate you having me.
And I think Liberty County's up and coming, and
Yeah.
I know you guys are suffering from the growth that Montgomery County's suffering from. So
That's right.
I can certainly understand the position you guys are in.
Yep.
So
One thing, my family, I want to thank them while I'm here. So
Okay.
my wife, she's been behind me. She thought I was crazy to start this, and maybe she was right, but but no, she's behind me all the way. And my son, he's graduating this year. My oldest son, going to Texas A&M. So
all right.
very proud of
There you
him.
go.
And
Yeah.
and I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's wanting to go into politics, and so
there you go.
then our two younger ones, our 13-year-old daughter and 11-year-old son. So
Okay.
they're my backbone, and like I said, I love kids, and
That's
so.
All right.
But yep, thank you for having me.
Not a
So,
problem.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. This is a good, strong family man. He's a lifelong Liberty County resident. He cares about his community. He has the ability to do the job. He can handle projects and people. I think he's a good choice for commissioner. So take a look. Be educated voters. It's the best thing we can do. And remember, early voting started today. So get out there and vote and be part of the democratic process. Mr. Burton, I appreciate you coming on.
Yep, thank you.
I'm Hank Vatt. This is Hank's Think Tank, and we'll see you in the next one.